All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're on the record. This is the first appearance court. I'm Judge Michael Davis. You're here this morning because you've been arrested, and under the laws of the state of Florida, you have the right to see a neutral judge within 24 hours of your arrest. Today is not going to be your trial. I'm not going to decide guilt or innocence today. What I will decide is whether or not there was probable cause to arrest you, and if so, I'll set a reasonable bond in your case if it's applicable under the law. You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can and will be used against you. Everything you're saying is being recorded today, so don't talk about the facts of your case. What you may be asked to talk about are things like your community and family ties and your ability to post a monetary bond. You also have the right to an attorney. If you've hired a private attorney and they're not here, please let me know and I will try to contact them for you. You can also use the public defender's office. There's a representative there with you in the main jail, and there's one here with me in my courtroom. We'll start this morning on page 1 with Nicole Burke.
North Broward.
Alrighty. Mr. Offsel's on the phone. I'll pass Miss Burke for a moment, and we'll move on to Jody Hassan.
I believe.
Hold on, Your Honor.
All right. I'll also pass her for a moment. You're ready to go? All right. So then I will go first too. Yeah. Okay. So we'll go to Nicole. Back to Nicole Burke in North Broward.
Was the name you called Burke, right?
Yes, Burke, correct. All right, Ms. Burke, good morning. You're charged with domestic violence battery. I'm going to find probable cause for that offense. Does she have any priors?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Opsel?
Judge, she lives in Hialeah. She is gainfully employed. She works as a bartender at the Miami Lakes Ale House. She does live separate from the victim. She's been gainfully employed for 2 years over there. She has about $150. That's all she has left in the bank account. She would seek assistance from her dad to bond out. I would ask the court to set a $1,000 bond. If she has no priors, would the court consider an ROR?
I think her dad was the victim, but I'll set a $1,000 bond. Ma'am, you're not going to have any contact with your father, physical contact. You stay 500 feet away from him. I'll allow phone contact in this case. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Phone contact's okay on that one. Jody Hassan. All right, good morning, ma'am. You're charged with. Good morning. You're charged with domestic violence battery. I'm going to find probable cause for that offense. Does she have any priors, Mr. Linder?
No priors, Your Honor.
All right. Victim advocate, have you had any contact with the victim in the case of Jody?
Yeah, she was saying that her niece, the defendant's daughter, has been calling and texting her threats, but she's not, she's okay. So.
Okay. All right, Mr. Offsell?
Judge, I can tell you she doesn't the victim is her sister, I believe, and she doesn't live with her. She does live in a condo where she owes about $90,000 in Sunrise, Florida. She's been residing in that condo for 11 years. She has, I think, 4 kids, right?
2, yes, they're all grown.
Oh, they're
yes,
all
sir.
growing. In light of the fact she has no priors, Judge, with the court ROR with no contact with her sister.
Ma'am, I'm going to set a $1,000 bond in this case, and you are to have no contact with your sister. You're going to stay 500 feet away. Don't call, text, write, email, or try to find her on social media. There's no third-party contact either. So if your daughter or one of your children is in fact texting threatening messages to the alleged victim in this case, they're going to have to stop that. Otherwise, you might face rearrest. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Justin Leon.
Mr. Leon's here at Maine. Mr. Leon, come on up, please.
Mr. Leon, you're charged with domestic violence battery. I'm going to find probable cause for that offense. Advocate, have you had any contact with the victim?
I did, Your Honor. She was just saying that she's not the victim and that nothing happened.
Okay. Mr. Linder, any priors?
Your Honor, 2016, possession of cannabis. 2012, burglary, unoccupied dwelling. Possession of burglary and a grand theft. Another 2009, another burglary structure unoccupied with the grand theft. 2009, resisting without violence. 2007, resisting without violence. And the priors, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Romero.
Judge, we didn't hear what the victim advocate had to say as far as the victim's, perspective.
that she's not in fear and that she wants contact.
Thank you, Judge. And speaking of Mr. Leon, he's been residing in South Florida his whole life. He is 27 years old. At this time, he has no stable employment. He works off and on with his father, laying tile. When he finds work, he makes approximately $12 an hour. Financially, though, he has no money in the bank, no property. The victim and Mr. Leon do share a child in common. Was just born. She was premature. The child's in the hospital right now, being taken care of. We'd ask you to set a reasonable bond as to Mr. Leon. We'd be asking you to consider about a $2,500 bond, and also we'd be asking you to allow Mr. Leon to have contact in order to visit with the child at the hospital, Judge.
All right, sir, I'm going to set a $2,500 bond in this case. You're to have no physical contact with the alleged victim. You can have phone contact with her. Otherwise, you're going to have to stay 500 feet away. No contact with the witness in this case, sir. Stay 500 feet away and do not attempt to contact him in any way. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you.
Sir, can I explain one thing to him?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All righty. All right, Samer Abdelmajid.
He's here present, Judge.
Good morning, sir. You're charged with domestic battery by strangulation. I'm going to find probable cause for the offense. Victim advocate, have you had contact with the victim? All right. Any priors? Okay. All right, Mr. Romero?
Judge, in speaking Mr. Abdelmajid, sir, he's been residing in South Florida now for about 4 years. He's working part-time at the Quick Stop. He's a cashier. He's been doing that for about 1.5 years, making approximately $9 an hour. Financially, he has no money in the bank, no property. The victim, the alleged victim and him do reside together. He'll be residing separate and apart. He'll be residing with his sister, who resides in Coconut Creek. Judge, I've been advised he is a registered voter. We'd be asking you to consider $2,500 on behalf of Mr. Abdelmajid.
All right, so I'm going to set a $5,000 bond in this case. You're going to have no contact with the alleged victim. Stay 500 feet away from her. Do not call, text, write, email, or try to find her on social media. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Good luck, sir.
Your Honor.
Yes.
The jail called. They want to know if you can pull one out or.
Sure. What case?
Page 15, Fabian Campbell.
Fabian Campbell. Okay, I'm going to call Fabian Campbell on page 15.
Mr. Fabian Campbell.
Campbell.
Mr. Abso, I'm going to be requesting a photo order on behalf of Mr. Campbell.
Did you hear that, Fuzz? All right, Mr. Campbell, you are charged with battery on a detention officer. I'm going to find probable cause for that offense, sir, and I'll set bond at $1,000. Good luck to you, and I will sign that photo order. Michael Caruso.
Mr. Caruso? Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Caruso, you're charged with domestic violence battery and a probation or community control violation. I'm going to find probable cause for the offenses. Advocate, have you had contact with this victim?
No, Your Honor.
All right, now I see he's on probation for domestic battery by strangulation and felony battery against the same alleged victim. Any other priors?
Yes, Judge. Your Honor, I'm showing okay. In addition to Your Honor, also in 2014, he violated a no contact order involving the same alleged victim. He pled that out. 2014, he pled out a battery against the same alleged victim. He was arrested for battery in 2014 against the same alleged victim. That was dropped. He was arrested for battery and tampering with a witness, domestic violence against a different alleged victim in 04. That was dropped.
All right. Mr. Romero, anything to add?
Judge, Mr. Caruso has been residing in South Florida 20 years. He is employed. He works at the Dania Beach quarterdeck. He's the waiter there. He only makes approximately $5 plus tips. Financially, though, he has limited resources, so we'd be asking you to set a reasonable bond as to count one.
All right, sir. I'm going to set a $25,000 bond on count one. There is no bond on count two. You'll see the division judge March 14th at 9:45 a.m. You're to have no contact with the alleged victim. Stay 500 feet away from her. Do not call, text, write, email, or try to find her on social media. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good luck to you. John Bradley.
What was the bond first one?
That's no driving, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bradley, good morning. You're charged with an out-of-state felony warrant. I'm going to find probable cause for that warrant. Bond has been set at $75,000, and you will have a court date next week with me about whether your legal rights about being extradited back to that state. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Norzilla Fortune. Or Norzelia.
She's here, President Main Judge.
All right. Ma'am, good morning. You're charged with driving with a suspended license, and you're being held on two misdemeanor warrants for driving with a suspended license and failure to present proof of insurance. I'm going to find probable cause. Bond on count one will be $100. Bond on counts 2 and 3 will be $250 each. Good luck. Dana Conwell.
Hold on, Your Honor.
Ms. Conwell, you're charged with introducing contraband into a detention facility. I'm going to find probable cause for that offense, and bond will be set at $1,000, ma'am. Good luck.
Judge, can we call a gentleman out of turn?
Sure,
Can we call Andrew Hightower on page 15?
sure.
Mr. Hightower? I believe it's an ad charge, Judge, count 17.
Okay. All right, Mr. Hightower, you're charged with burglary of an unoccupied conveyance. I'm going to find probable cause for that offense. It is count 17. Is he being held on other like offenses?
Yeah, he's being held no bond, Judge.
He's got a no bond hold on a Berg bat, $20,000 on a strong arm robbery. All his other Berg conveyances have $5,000 bonds.
All right. I'm going to set a $5,000 bond on this charge, and you're to have no contact with the alleged victim, sir. Stay 500 feet away. Good luck.
Who's the victim on this particular charge, Judge?
Let's see. Cassandra Ward. Just have no purposeful contact with her. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Melanie Townsend.
She's over at the North Broward Jail, Judge. Might just have a moment to look at the warrant.
Sure.
Yes.
Here we go. Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Ma'am, just one moment. Your attorney's just reading some paperwork.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. All right, ma'am. You're charged with failing to register, and I'm going to find probable cause for that offense.
Your Honor.
Yes,
Sir,
ma'am.
can I say something? I always register. I register
Ma'am.
every 3 months. The only reason why he got me is because I was sleeping in my car.
Don't talk about
Yes,
Today's not the day to fight your case. I'm just going to try to get a bond for you. The state,
Yes.
another judge already signed a warrant for your arrest. Just let me do the talking and let me see if I could get a decent bond for you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Linder, what are you seeking here?
Your Honor, just because of the potential consequences she could face just on her priors, just to advise the court, 94 attempted robbery with a firearm or deadly weapon, VOP 10-year state prison. The underlying offense involved a sexual battery with a weapon and 3 counts of armed robbery with a VOP 10-year state prison. I'd be asking for a $7,500 bond.
Mr. Opsahl?
Judge, a $7,500 bond, she can't afford that at this juncture. She grew up in Fort Lauderdale. She's been living here all her life. She does stay with her daughter who lives in Fort Lauderdale. She's grown. She's been staying there. She has no money in the bank and owns no property. And she'd be relying on her daughter to post bond for her. I would have to call her daughter in order to gauge how much she can afford. But and I informed her that there's a possibility the court may place her on pretrial release so they can know where she is. Would the court consider reducing that bond in conjunction with the pretrial?
All right. I would do a $3,500 bond and pretrial release level 2 with a GPS monitor. All right? That's what I'll do. So you're going to be on pretrial release, ma'am. You're going to wear a GPS monitor, $3,500 bond. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir.
Jasmine Thomas.
North Broward.
All right, Ms. Thomas. Good morning. You're charged with possession of cocaine. I'm going to find probable cause for that offense.
Judge, she wanted me to ask if the court would consider a release on her own recognizance to the nonviolent nature of the offense.
All right. Any priors, Mr. Linder?
Your Honor, I'm showing prostitution last year, possession of PVP 2015, prostitution 2015, resisting without violence 2013.
All right, ma'am, it's going to be a $1,000 bond. Good luck to you. All righty, Mr. Odom, you ready for me or need a few more minutes?
I'm good, Judge.
All right, great.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
On behalf of Mr. McLaurin, first one I'm going to call Judge is Marcus Tovar. He's on page 9 of the court's docket,
All righty. Marcus Tovar on page 9.
and he's at the main facility.
Marcus
Tovar.
Tovar, come on up. Marcus Tovar. Is Marcus Tovar here on page 9?
Yes.
Bonded? Judge, we've been advised he bonded.
All right, I will appoint the law firm of Jeremy Lawrence to represent him, and I will find probable cause.
Brodier?
Next is on page 10 of the docket, Jose Villatoro.
All right, Jose Villatoro.
Then you know what?
Mr. Villatoro? Oh, Judge, we've been advised he bonded as well.
All right, I will find probable cause and appoint the law firm of Jeremy Lawrence to represent him.
Thank you, Your Honor. Next is page 12 of the court's docket, Matthew Butcher. Butcher's the last name.
Okay, got it. 12. Matthew Butcher.
He's hearing me.
All right, Mr. Butcher, you are being held on a misdemeanor warrant for possession of a controlled substance. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. That attorney's name is Jeremy Lawrence. This gentleman is his associate, George Oda. Does he have any other priors, Mr. Linder? 867571.
All right.
How long you been in Florida?
Butcher, no, yeah, nothing.
Well, Mr. Odom, I can resolve the case for him, or if he's interested in some sort of diversion program, I don't know if he'd qualify for it with Fort Lauderdale, given that he's got no priors.
Mr. Butcher, can you hear me?
Yeah.
This is George Odom. I'm standing in on behalf of Mr. McLaurin. The court is inclined to resolve your case today if you are interested. Is that something you are interested in, or do you want to speak with us further about some possible other options?
I can speak to somebody on something.
Okay, so Judge, what I actually reenter a plea of not guilty. Mr. Broder, but I would ask the court, it looks like he has a stable address here in Broward County and been here for at least over 2 years. Would the court consider releasing him on his own recognizance in this manner?
What? Oh.
Broder?
Right, who issued the capias?
I do don't know what division it's out of.
I'm asking this. I wouldn't think you would know. I'm asking the
What?
state.
You have a case number?
I do. It's 16009-114-MO10A.
Judge Brown.
All right. So, sir, what happened? Why didn't you come to court?
I didn't know they didn't send anything in the mail. I had my address.
What address?
They didn't send.
What address do you want mail to go to?
All right. Where my mom stay at? Where I live. 2760 Somerset Drive, Lauderdale Lake.
Yep, that's the one they've got. Okay.
Well, what was the house number you said?
2760 Somerset Drive.
You got 2790 here.
Oh, yeah?
They got the wrong address.
Oh, okay, so on the PC it's 60, but on
All right. Then I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, given that it was an error.
All right, thank you.
I don't have to get. I don't think I have to get Judge Brown's permission on that. Now there is a court date set before Judge Brown on March 16th at 10. Do you want to keep that on, Mr. Odom?
Yeah.
All right.
So March 16th, Mr. Butcher, you need to be back down at the courthouse at 10 o'clock in the morning in front of Judge Melinda Brown.
Okay.
She's on the 4th floor of this building. I'll tell you what courtroom. Let's see. Brown. 465 is the courtroom.
Okay.
So you got to be there. If you're not there, they're going to issue another warrant for your arrest. Okay?
All right.
All right. You'll be released today. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Any more, Mr. Odom?
Yes, Judge, I have one last one that was sent from the other day. Eric Brexinich, he's he may be at North Broward.
Oh, okay.
It's 14, I'm sorry.
All right. North Broward, Eric Brescianis?
Whoa. Here at North Broward? Hold on a second.
That's what they're telling me.
I'm guessing.
Possibly.
Maybe somewhere.
I'm gonna look her up, see what she is.
It's a male.
Okay.
Eric
Hey, Foz, can you
Brescianis.
come to the arrest now?
I'm sorry?
Yeah?
I'm gonna
What's
call.
up?
Need the arrest number. I'm gonna call Foz.
If he's not there, he's probably Tanisha, do you know if he's a
Yeah,
medical
man.
receipt? He's on loan medical, okay.
He's still on
Yeah,
okay.
that's what Tanisha's saying. So that's a med. Never mind, Debbie. That's a med reset. So med
Got it.
reset.
Right, thanks.
We'll try for Saturday morning. All right, thank you, Mr. Odom, and I'll see you this afternoon, possibly.
Yes.
All right. Now the next case on the docket was Rena Wiseman. I'm going to pass that. We're waiting on a victim or the victim's attorney. Brittany Webley.
Hold on.
Yeah, I got a
North
question on this
Broward.
motion.
North Broward?
North Broward.
All righty. All right, Ms. Webley, you're charged with possession of PVP, and you're being held on a felony warrant for battery on a law enforcement officer. I'm going to find probable cause. Bond on count 1 will be $1,000. There's no bond on count 2, and you'll see Judge Michael Robinson on March 14th at 8:30 a.m. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Cecily Carter.
Also, North Broward.
Good morning, Ms. Carter. You're charged with petty theft in the 2nd degree and 2 counts of violating your felony probation. You're going to be held without bond at this time on counts 2 and 3, and I'll find probable cause on count 1, which is $100. You'll see your division judge on March 14th, 8:30 a.m. Good luck.
Judge, did we skip Arena Weissman? She was on page 6 of your docket.
Yes, as I said,
Oh,
we're
we
waiting
passed
for. Yes, we passed her. We skipped her. There's a victim
Okay.
or victim's attorney coming in.
No problem, Judge.
Sharon Singh.
Ms. Singh, come on up.
Ms. Singh, you're charged with grand theft. I'm going to find probable cause for the offense. Bond is set at $1,000, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Judge?
Yes.
And speaking with Ms. Singh, I believe if the state can verify, this is her first arrest ever. She's 53 years old. She's been residing in our community for 13 years. She's a stay-at-home mother. She has 3 children.
Can I get a cell
She
phone
lives with
number
her
real quick?
husband, and her husband and her has been married for about 36 years. She's a registered voter. Judge, considering her lack of criminal history, this is a nonviolent offense. Judge, would you consider an ROR on her behalf?
Your
Her bond is
Your bond
posted.
was posted, ma'am. Good luck.
Someone already posted your bond, so you'll be released.
Kellyanne O'Neill.
North Broward.
All right, Miss O'Neill, you're charged with a violation of your felony probation. You're going to be held without bond at this time, and you'll see Judge Michael Robinson on March 14th at 8:30 a.m. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Quintus Lee.
Quentin Lee? He's approaching. He's all the way in back, Judge. Hold on one
No
moment,
problem.
please.
Hey, do you have a minute?
He's here present?
Please.
All righty. Mr. Lee, you're charged with criminal mischief. I'm going to find probable cause for that offense, and bond will be set at $25. Good luck to you, sir.
Scott Hansen?
No. He's a.
No, it's a municipal.
Yeah, I'm just going to text Mr. Shade, let him know. I think that's his only one.
They're contacting your attorney right now, okay? Yeah. The city, when you get arrested for a city charge, they hire an attorney. So they're contacting him right now.
All right, Lawrence Stern.
Mr. Stern's approaching, Judge. This is a violation of probation from 2004. He advised me that it's been terminated. I don't know if the state can verify, and it reflects that way in Odyssey.
All right, we'll take a look.
So it's 13 years old.
To speak. Here's my concern.
What'd you say?
It says hearing, he never
He's
went
got a
to
parole hold.
hearing for a violation and got the fine.
Okay. So there was a violation hearing back in 2005. Ah. Okay. So you're going to have to see the division judge. Let's see, it's Division MH. Judge Pohl. And they've set up a date for you on the 17th at 9. I'll see if Judge Pohl can see you earlier. Why don't we put this case on recall?
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Meantime, Mr. Shade is available. I'm going to give him a call. I'm going to give him a call now for Mr. Hansen's case.
Mr. Hansen, come on up. I'm not going to say anything.
Hey, good morning. How are you? Good. All right. We've got one case for you this morning. Scott Hansen. Now, Mr. Hansen has been charged. It's actually 2 charges. There's a state case, which is an exposure charge, and there's a misdemeanor warrant for an alcoholic beverage violation. That's out of the city of Margate. Hang on, everyone. This is Judge Pohl calling me. I'm going to go off the record just for a moment. Hey, Chris,
Yes, sir.
how you doing? All right, we're back on the record. I'm sorry about that. All right, Mr. Hanson, I'm going to find probable cause for the offenses. Does he have any other priors, Mr. Linder? Or Tifa?
Hanson, this is?
Yes, and by the way, Mr. Hanson, on count 2, which is the alcohol violation, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. His name is Stephen Shade. Okay. All right, Mr. Romero, anything you wanted to tell me about him?
Mr. Hanson, he is working. He works at a Dominican barber shop. He's like the handyman. He cleans up. He fixes everything. He paints whatever needs to be painted. He unfortunately has no financial resources to bond out. If he doesn't bond out, he's going to lose his only employment. So he's wanting to know if you would consider resolving his cases today.
All right, I'm not going to be able to resolve the cases today. If you think this case needs to be transferred over to Judge Lerner Wren, I will do that. Otherwise, he'll see his regular division judge.
No, at this point, it's too premature to tell.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be making that request. He's also requesting then if you would consider an ROR on both counts.
No, I'm not gonna be able to do that either, sir. It's gonna be a $100 bond per count, and you will see your division judge soon. Mr. Shea will be with you on count 2. All right, thank you,
Judge.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shade. Have a good day. Bye-bye. All right, we can call Lawrence Stern back up.
Mr. Stern?
All right, Mr. Stern, I've spoken with Judge Pohl, who is now the judge in the division that this case is being observed. He agrees that you should be released on your recognizance on this charge, but you must appear before him on March 17th at 9 o'clock in the morning. His courtroom is on the second floor of the main courthouse. I'll give you the exact number. Oh, I'm sorry. No, his courtroom is on the third floor, 344. You must appear at that hearing, sir. If you don't, another warrant would be issued for your arrest. Do you understand?
Sir.
All right. Good luck
Yes,
to you,
sir.
sir. You'll be released today.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
344, March 17th at 9 a.m. And your judge's name is Judge Pohl. All right? Pohl. So make sure you're there, or else you're going to be arrested again. All right, go.
Thank you.
All right. Berkeley Nones.
Mr. Nonis?
All right. Good morning, sir. You're being held on a misdemeanor warrant for a trespass. Let me see. Does he have any other priors?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
All right. Let me take a quick look.
Ask you, was there any?
Judge, I believe Mr. Nona advised me he's going to have his father bond him out.
Okay. All right. So $500 bond, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Jonathan Wright.
Mr. Wright, come on up, please.
Mr. Wright, you're being held on a violation of your misdemeanor probation. You're going to be held without bond at this time, and you'll see Judge Diaz on March 20th at 11 a.m. to address the charge.
No bond, Your Honor?
No, I'm sorry. They're telling me that is a mistake. The bond was set by Judge Diaz at $500, not no bond. So it's a $500 bond.
I already had a bond.
And you've got that court date on the 20th at 11 a.m. with Judge Diaz, okay?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
good. Thank you, Tanisha.
Thank you.
All right, Charles McDaniel.
Mr. McDaniel? Is this your first arrest ever in your life?
Pardon me?
Is this your first arrest ever in your life?
No, sir.
No? Who's going to bond you out?
Mr. McDaniel. Oh, sorry.
I got somebody.
The mic is on if you...
I got somebody called, but...
Mr. McDaniel, you're charged with a battery and petty theft. I'm going to find probable cause for the offenses. Bond will be set at $1,000 in count 1. There's no monetary charge count 2.
Okay, yeah.
And you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case. Don't call, text, write, email, or try to find him on social media. Stay at least 500 feet away. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you. Michael DiRenzo.
How you doing, sir?
Not too bad.
All right, Mr. DiRenzo, you're charged with possession of cannabis. I'm going to find probable cause for the offense. Any other priors for him?
Not showing anything.
He advised me that he's going to college. This is what you consider an ROR, Judge?
I'm not even...
Yeah, if he
Wait,
has
what
no
did you
other
say?
priors, absolutely. If he does have other priors and he wants to resolve it, we can do that.
Well, it looks like he's not from around here.
He's from Toronto.
Looks like it. I don't have anything on him. I mean, he's not from here.
He's here on spring break. He goes to University of Pennsylvania, Judge. But he advised me he has no prior offenses. I don't think he should be resolving it. He could probably be eligible for some sort of maybe diversion program. But he would have to talk to his attorney about potentially seeing how they can work out the logistics. But he's going to come to any court that he's given.
Well, I think if he can afford UPenn, he can afford a $100 bond.
Right.
Well, there's Mr. Lender. There is a presumption that if a person be released on non-mandatory conditions, this is a person who's never had exposure to the criminal justice system. He has his future in front of him. He doesn't want to run because he wants to build up a career.
All right.
First of all, everyone has a
folks.
future in front of them.
It's going to be a $25 bond. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Gideon
$25 bond.
Rojas.
Just have your parents bond you out.
Because then it would...
North Broward, do you have Gideon Rojas?
Hold on, he's with a cane.
North Broward, Judge.
No problem.
Yeah, he's with a cane. Give him a second.
All right, no rush.
Hey.
All right, good morning, sir. You're being held on a misdemeanor warrant for possession of cannabis. If you want to resolve the case today, sir, and plead no contest, I'll withhold adjudication and you'll have a year to pay some court costs. Do you want to do that?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead and raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, put your hand down and tell me your full name, please.
Gideon J. Rojas.
Mr. Rojas, you've been charged with possession of cannabis. How do you wish to plead to that offense?
Guilty.
All right, I'll accept a plea of no contest. Do you understand by pleading no contest, you're giving up your right to have a trial?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or prescription medication that would make it hard for you to understand me today?
No, sir.
All right, I find your plea to be knowing, intelligent, and voluntary. I'll withhold adjudication, and you'll have 1 year to pay the court costs, sir. All right?
Thank you, sir.
All right, you got it. Good luck. Arthur Brodeur.
Judge, I've been advised Mr. Brodeur bonded.
All right. I will pass that through there. That was a warrant. Ian Stenko.
Hello, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, sir. You're being held on 2 traffic warrants for operating a motorcycle without a valid driver's license and driving with a suspended license. Bond on count 1 is $250. Count 2 is $500. Good luck, sir. Chase Hill.
I've been advised Mr. Hill bonded, Judge.
All right, I'll find probable cause. Sylvan Mateo.
He's approaching.
All right, good morning, sir. You're being held on 5 misdemeanor warrants and 3 additional pre-trial misdemeanor warrants. There's no bond on counts 1, 2, and 3. Those are the 3 misdemeanor warrants. On counts 4 and 5, 2 additional warrants are $500 bond. Count 6, 7, and 8, there is no bond. You will see your division judge March 20th at 1:30 p.m. to address the charges. Good luck. David Anderson.
Mr. Anderson?
No, that.
Mr. Anderson, you're charged with driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, driving under the influence with damage to property or person of another, and driving under the influence with a breath alcohol above 0.15 and failure to use due care. I'm going to find probable cause for these offenses. Does he have any other priors? Excuse me?
One moment, Judge. Yes, I got it. Attempted strong arm robbery, 97. Attempted strong arm robbery, 97. 10-year state prison as a habitual offender. Is he registered? One moment, Judge. He's registered from an incident in 92, where after a violation of probation, he was sentenced to 20-year state prison. There was also a case in 94, same type of activity, VOP 20-year state prison. We're
Okay.
going
Mr. Romero?
Judge, Mr. Anderson, he works at a car wash. Limited funds. I believe he gets paid about $5 a vehicle. No money in the bank, no property.
All right, I'm going to keep the bonds in place. Then $500 on count 1 and $1,000 on counts 2 and 3. There's no monetary charge on count 4. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Sean Kendrick. Mr. Kendrick, you're charged with driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs and driving with a suspended license. I'm going to find probable cause for the offenses. Bond on count 1 will be $500, and there's no monetary charge on count 2, sir. Good luck.
Judge, Mr. Kendrick is requesting if you would consider pretrial release.
All right, does he have any other priors?
One moment, Your Honor. 2001, carrying concealed firearm. 96, carrying concealed weapon. End of record.
All right, I'll release you to the custody of pretrial release, sir. You'll have to check in with them today. You're going to have to do a drug and alcohol evaluation with random testing. You understand, sir?
Okay, what he did, he honored our request. He let you out on pretrial release. You have to go, when you get released, you have to go to pretrial. You'll be subject to random urine tests, and this is the location. It's across the street. Here's a map.
Do I have to do that randomly?
Yeah, so now just, oh, sorry.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I don't want to die.
Right.
Judge, respectfully, would you consider letting the monetary bond stand?
Sure. It'll be a $500 bond, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Joseph Gregg.
Mr. Gray?
All right, Mr. Gray, you're charged with trespassing in an unoccupied structure. I'm going to find probable cause for the offense, and bond will be set at $25, sir. Good luck to you.
Judge, Mr. Gray is asking if you would consider resolving his case today.
Well, I don't know that I'd be inclined to resolve the case. Does he have any other priors?
One moment, Judge.
You're in here?
He had a criminal trespass a while ago in the state of Georgia. Nothing in Florida.
All right, I'll release him on his recognizance. You'll have to face the charges on another day, sir. You may not return to Georgie's Alibi Bar. You understand?
What do you say? You can't go back to the location, George's Alley Cap Bar. What's the name of the bar?
George's Alibi.
George's Alibi?
George's Alibi. You can't return it. It's not over with. You have to come back to court, okay? All right, thank you.
All right, good luck to you, sir. Garvin Foster.
Mr. Foster, come on up, please.
All right, Mr. Foster, you're charged with resisting an officer without violence. I'm going to find probable cause for the offense. Bond will be set at $100, sir. Good luck. Darwin Mingo.
Judge, they're going to try to bring him up this afternoon. He's been medically reset 2 days, and it's mental health related.
I understand. All right.
He's
so
on the second look docket this afternoon anyway.
Anyway, because he's been in for so long. All right, so this will be heard in the afternoon. We'll reset this to the afternoon. Here you go, this one right here. Liliana. Ronald Williams.
North Broward.
All righty. There he is. All right, Mr. Williams, you're being held on a felony warrant. Bond has been set at $750, and you'll see the division judge March 14th, 8:45 a.m. You understand, sir?
What's the warrant for? Now, what's the warrant for?
Let's see here. It's a charge of felony petty theft.
Who, me?
Yes, sir. Good luck to you. Robin Lyons.
North Broward.
Also, good morning, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Lyons. You're being held on a felony warrant as well.
It's a change of charge, one type of ag bat to another. You originally set bond at $10,000.
But there's also this warrant to deal with.
I'm sorry.
Aggravated battery.
Oh, yeah, well,
Great bodily harm.
it's an ad charge. The weapon was a box cutter, razor knife.
I work with carpet.
All right, sir. So I'll find probable cause for the aggravated battery. Great bodily harm bond to be $10,000. Count 2, the charge is, it's a felony warrant for a felon in possession of a, it's firearm or ammunition, but this was what, a box cutter?
It could be weapon.
Right, a
firearm,
weapon.
ammunition.
And I'll set bond at $5,000 on that count. You'll see your division judge March 20th at 8:45 a.m. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes.
Vernaldo Donner.
He's here at Main, Judge?
All right.
I believe he was here also yesterday, Judge. This is another ad charge, I believe.
All right. Mr. Donner, you're being held on a felony warrant for attempted burglary of a structure. I'm going to find probable cause for that offense. What bond did I set yesterday?
I think 5,000 and 1,000.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to set a $5,000 bond on count 7. You're to have no contact with the alleged victim. Stay at least 500 feet away. You'll see your division judge on March 21st at 9 a.m.
Judge, would you consider reducing, since this is attempted? He's 17 years old. He's going to school at SunEd. He's not working. No money in the bank, no property. Would you consider a $2,500 bond?
Again, same issue as yesterday. He's got a no bond hold on an armed burglary.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
All right, good luck to you, sir. All right, let's recall. Are your clients coming in or? Okay. Let's recall Rena Wiseman, please.
Come on up.
I'm going to do the co-defendant after. All right, Miss Wiseman, good morning. You're charged with grand theft in the first degree, grand theft, providing false information to a pawn owner, dealing in stolen property, and exploitation of the elderly in an amount over $100,000. I'm going to find probable cause for the offense. We have Mr. Ahern here. Sir, you're representing the victims?
Judge, yes, Michael Ahern, A-H-E-A-R-N. I represent actually, we just had an emergency guardianship hearing yesterday on behalf of Mr. Murray. My client, Gloria Ego, has been named his emergency temporary guardianship. The only thing that I'm here for today, Judge, on this and the co-defendant is to see if the court would be willing, because of the exploitation charge, to put in a no contact between the defendants and Mr. Murray, the victim, and if possible, a no return to his residence, which is the subject of this, which is the subject of the charges.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ahern. Thank you for coming in today. Mr. Linder, does she have any priors?
Yes, Your Honor. Just one other thing, if I could inquire from Mr. Ahern, because
Sure.
It's not in here. It mentions that this involved primary residence valued over $100,000.
Correct.
Do you have any knowledge, like any more detail what the actual value is?
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's appraised by the property appraiser's office at over $100,000, but I don't have an exact amount at
Okay.
this time.
I was just, the more detail the better, but no problem. Your Honor, as far as Ms. Wiseman, I am showing 2009 out of Miami Beach, disorderly conduct, 2008 out of Dade, possession of marijuana. I'm showing an arrest out of Michigan from 07 for possession of stolen vehicle. I have no disposition for that. Other than that, Your Honor, no further priors.
All right, Mr. Romero?
Judge, my only concern as far as Ms. Wiseman was listening to what the state stated as her priors. The only one she's disputing is the one, I believe, from Michigan. She has no knowledge of anything from there. But regardless, Judge, she's been residing in South Florida for about 10 years now. She is 57 years old. At this point, she's retired. She gets approximately in Social Security $797 per month. She has no money in the bank. She does own a vehicle. It's a 2005 Acura with approximately 150,000 miles on the vehicle. She will be residing in Fort Lauderdale with her fiance. That's separate and apart from the alleged victim. She has no problem abiding by whatever court order, no contact with the alleged victim or going back to those premises. Judge, we'd be asking you to set a reasonable bond as to count 5.
Judge, if I may address, I believe that the vehicle that they're also claiming was previously belonged to my client and was allegedly gifted to the defendant within the last few months, within the last year.
Okay, I understand. All right, ma'am, I'm going to set bond at $7,500 on count 1, $1,000 count 2, $1,000 count 3, $3,500 count 4, $15,000 count 5. You're to have no contact with the alleged victim in this case. That's James Patrick Murray. You're going to stay at least 500 feet away from him. You may not call, text, write, email, or try to find him on social media. You have to stay at least 500 feet away from his property. You can't have any third-party contact with him, meaning you cannot ask a third person to contact the gentleman on your behalf. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, ma'am. And let me call Mr. Herbert Joseph. All right.
North Broward.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Joseph, good morning. You're charged with grand theft in the first degree and exploitation of the elderly over $100,000. I'm going to find probable cause for these offenses. I'll take judicial notice of the arguments in the previous case on the co-defendant. Does Mr. Joseph have any priors?
Yes, Your Honor, one moment. As far as Broward County, Your Honor, 2009 trespass, 2008 drug paraphernalia, loitering and prowling, 08 possession of cocaine paraphernalia, 07 possession of cocaine paraphernalia, 02 possession of cocaine paraphernalia, 97 delivery of cocaine, possession of cocaine with a violation of probation, a year and a day state prison, 1998 possession of cocaine paraphernalia, carrying concealed weapon and resisting without violence, a year and a day state prison.
Judge, most of his priors are cocaine possession related. I can tell you that he's a longtime resident of Broward County, living here 15 years. He does have a whole host of medical issues. He has no one to bond him out. He does pay rent. Most of his money, he is disabled, and most of his money goes towards rent. I would ask the court to set a reasonable bond and assign a medication screen.
All right, can I address briefly? Sure. Just to note, it's my understanding that he and the other co-defendant have been living in my client's property without paying any rent. So, again, I'm just making that aware, making the court aware.
Well,
We've never lived there.
Judge, he's informed me that he has his own place. It's not the victim's property. So until that's substantiated at a later time when they have discovery, what I'm submitting to the court is that's his own place.
Your
I mean,
Honor.
he's not living at the victim's place right now.
Some other things to supplement. 2001 out of Marion County, 2 counts of disposing of personal property under lien.
What's that charge? 2 counts disposing personal property
Under lien.
Interesting. Okay.
1999 out of Ocala, purchase of cocaine, possession of cocaine. I'm showing failure to appear at a Lake County in 99. Resisting without violence out of Mount Dora in 99. Another failure to appear in Marion County in 99. And, Your Honor, the only other thing I would say, oh, I'm sorry, one moment. Okay. The only other thing I would say, Your Honor, because I know the defense argued he's got about his health conditions as a mitigator. I really don't know that it's that much of a mitigator when you balance out the fact of the alleged victim's apparent health conditions that appear to have been taken advantage of.
Judge, I could go into specifics, but because of HIPAA laws, I'm not. All I'm asking for is medication screen. I was clear that he doesn't have the money to bond out when I was asking the court to set a reasonable bond in the case. I could go sidebar and tell you what's going on with him. I chose not to because I understand that this man doesn't have the money to bond out at this juncture, and I'll be working on something in the future. I wasn't trying to use that to get sympathy from the court.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to set bond on count 1 at $7,500. Count 2 will be $25,000. You're to have no contact with the alleged victim in this case. That's James Patrick Murray. You must stay 500 feet away from him, his property. You may not call, text, write, or try to find him on social media. You also cannot have any third-party contact with him. That means you can't have a third person try to contact him on your behalf. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you. Then I will order a medication screen. Do you need you want a medical screening as well? Yes. All right, medication and medical screening by the doctor there at North Broward. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
All right,
thank you.
All right. Mr. Weinstein, how can I help you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Marion County.
So it's my understanding, I represent Mr. Black. I think he's on the end of the docket, 27.
It's one of the last cases.
Okay.
Devontae Black is on for a...
Devontae Black, please.
Yeah, I think you'll remember the case, Judge. It's one of those unique ones. It was the jewelry store at the Coleridge Mall.
Yes, I do.
Not at Maine, Judge.
I'll check to see where he's at.
They might have brought him to the courtroom because...
Was he
He's going
scheduled?
to see Judge Merrigan?
Yeah, he was scheduled for Merrigan.
That's probably where he is then.
So, but Eric called me and said...
Yeah, I didn't know, and it's my mistake. I didn't realize he was scheduled to be in front of Merrigan.
So I had 3 demerits.
Yeah, right.
I can handle that.
Is he out to court, deputies?
Yes,
I believe he was at North Broward.
But he might be en route to the courthouse, or they might have brought him this
He's
morning.
in North Broward. That's why I visited him.
Yeah.
So.
He's a court. He's a court.
He's out to court. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Well,
out to court.
the only issue, if you want to deal with this real quick, just so, because they're gonna
do the same thing there.
No, I know. There's just going to be an issue if the judge doesn't sign off on the findings page and the. Basically, what happened, judges.
Right.
It's a robbery firearm, but they added a mask enhancement, so it's essentially the same thing that came before you the first time.
What was the bond that I said?
You said no bond on the robbery firearm and the $25,000 on the possession of weapon or ammo by convicted felons already in there on the findings.
The wearing the mask is new.
Yeah, they consider that a change of charge since they added that enhancement,
Now
but
that
it's
there's
still.
an enhancement, I'm sure you're going to grant bond at this point.
Oh, right. All right. So it's gonna be a no bond hold, and Mr. Weinstein, you'll be with him this morning. I'll find probable cause, and he's got that out of county felony warrant.
Yes.
All right. Good luck. Nice to see you. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Ronnie Baker.
Conti.
All righty.
I'll get it off.
Mr. Baker, you're being held on a felony warrant. The charge is grand theft in the third degree. It's count 8. Bond is set at $1,000, sir. You're going to see your division judge on March 14th at 9 a.m. Good luck. Trace Walker.
Mr. Walker, come on up.
Your Honor.
Paperwork on this.
Oh, thank you.
Your Honor, if you check on Odyssey. Your arm 2 feet.
So this is the true bill from the grand jury.
Yes, Your Honor. When he first came through, is he there?
He's here in Maine.
Oh, he's in Maine.
Oh, he's in Maine. Oh, I thought
When he first came through, he was on an arrest warrant for 1 count of murder. Your Honor held him no bond. The case was then presented to the grand jury. I guess there was additional facts or additional allegations for additional charges. And as you can see, the grand jury returned a true bill for 2 counts of murder, first degree, 1 count of attempted murder. The true bill has been signed off by the jury foreperson, Assistant State Attorney Will Sinclair, and I believe it's Judge Cohen signed the true bill ordering no bond hold.
Okay.
What's that? That's what I got.
Judge, with regards to counts 2 and 3, is he being held no bond on count 1?
He's being held no bond on all counts.
I mean,
pursuant to Judge Cohen's.
But before the magistrate court,
Yes,
it's
he's
just
held no
not the
bond
only
on the
counts
first
2
count
and
of
3 are before the court today, right?
Right, just 2 and 3.
And he's being held no bond on all 3 counts, but
And Judge Cohen signed a no bond hold on these felony warrants. So, sir, at this time, you're going to be held without bond, and you will see Judge Cohen on March 14th at 8:30 a.m. Good luck.
I don't know that it'll be in front of Judge Cohen. It just he was just overseeing the grand jury.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It's FC. It's I'll tell you.
Judge
Robinson.
Judge, I've just asked the court, just with regards to counts 2 and 3, I understand the count 1 is not before the court, that the burden's on the state to either proof, evidence, presumption great, or to file a motion for pretrial detention, and that the state has a burden of proof in this case. It's a burden that's higher than beyond a reasonable doubt, and they haven't just satisfied the burden from what they presented to the court today. And I would ask the court to set a reasonable bond on counts 2 and 3.
These are 2 felony warrants that were signed off by circuit court judge.
And the state would be relying upon Matta v. Lamberti that essentially these are warrants, these are orders to be
It's not really
held no
having a
bond.
hearing today on these. The hearing will be before Judge Robinson on the 14th. I do. Well, what I have is yes. Not the one signed by Judge Cohen. Do you have this?
I'm sorry?
I don't have the warrant signed by Judge Cohen.
It's on the last page.
Oh, of the grand jury.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, that I do have. You want a copy of that?
It says no bond?
Yeah.
And that's actually uploaded onto Odyssey.
He just left it blank, meaning no bond. All right, thank you.
Because the one that we're here for 2 and 3, it says the bond to be still confidential.
And
That's why I was asking where you said it had no bond.
And that's a capias that was created by the clerk's office. It was not issued by a judge.
By a judge,
I would
right.
argue that Judge Cohen's order supersedes
Right.
the clerk created
All right,
capias.
so you'll see Judge Robinson on the 14th at 8:30. Good luck to you. All right, Michael Simonette Adderley.
Conti.
Okay. All right, Mr. Adderley, you're charged with a burglary of an unoccupied conveyance and grand theft. I'm going to find probable cause for the offense. Offenses. Does he have any priors? This is these are counts 3 and 4. What's...
Yes, Your Honor. I'm checking that right now. Counts 1 and 2. He's county sentenced on violation of community control.
Okay.
He's in custody till April 10th. His priors include the case he violated community control is a felony criminal mischief and a grand theft auto from 2015, unlawful use of false name ID 2013, 2012, burglary of an occupied dwelling. He violated probation. In that case, was sentenced to 2 years state prison.
All right. Mr. Officer, anything you want to add? Okay. All right, sir, I'm going to set a $10,000 bond on count 3 and a $1,000 bond on count 4. You're going to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case. Stay 500 feet away at least. Good luck to you.
All right.
Hakeem Addison.
Mr. Addison, come on up.
Mr. Sherry?
Mr. Addison, good morning. You're charged with failure to wear a safety belt, driving with a suspended license, a third or subsequent offense, and 2 counts of violating your probation or community control. I'm going to find probable cause for the offenses. There's no monetary charge on count 1. Bond on count 2 is $750, and there's no bond on counts 3 and 4. You'll see your division judge March 14th, 8:45 a.m. to address the charges. Good luck. Aaron Davis. Mr. Davis, you're charged with burglary of an occupied structure, petty theft in the 2nd degree. You're also being held on 2 misdemeanor warrants. One is a violation of a municipal ordinance of the City of Hollywood, open container of alcohol. The second is a trespass. On count 3, which is the misdemeanor municipal violation, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you free of charge. His name is Stephen Shade. All right. Does Mr. Davis have any other priors?
Yes, Judge. Last year, theft, 2015, felony theft, 2014, felony theft, 2014 theft, 2014 theft, 2014 theft, 2013 theft, 2011 battery, 2011 possession of hydrocodone with a VOP, 18 months state prison, 09 theft, 09 trespass on construction site. End of record.
All right, Mr. Romero.
Judge, he's been residing in South Florida for about 7 years. Unfortunately, right now he's unemployed, no money in the bank, no property. Unfortunately, he is homeless, no sort of financial resources, Judge.
All right, sir, I'm going to set a $10,000 bond on count 1, a $100 bond on counts 2 and 3, and there's a no bond hold on the misdemeanor warrant for count 4. And is that a Palm Beach case?
Yes.
Okay, so you're being held for Palm Beach County. You're going to have no contact with the alleged victims, sir. Don't call, text, write, email, or try to find them on social media. Stay at least 500 feet away. Do you understand?
Judge, he understands. The only thing he doesn't know is who the alleged victim is.
No problem. We'll let him know.
Let me see it.
And you're going to stay away from their business as well. Oh, it's blacked out. The address is 2748 North Dixie Highway in Wilton Manors.
I can get the...
And we'll get the victims' names.
Hassan.
It's a Broward case, not Palm Beach.
Oh.
He's being held for Palm Beach to be borrowed.
My mistake.
Okay. Thanks.
Victim's name Hassan Ashwas.
Okay. Hassan Ashwas. All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure. Edward Stanek.
Mr. Stanek, Edward Stanek?
I got a private attorney to get in touch with.
Judge, he has a private counsel. What's his name?
Josh Roy.
Josh Roy.
All right.
Leroy.
And Mr. Roy will be with you at your violation of probation hearing, sir, which is set for March 14th before Judge Siegel. Until then, you're going to be held without bond, all right? Good luck.
Sir.
Good luck to you. Christian Sims. All right, Mr. Sims, you're charged with a violation of your felony probation. You're going to be held without bond at this time. You'll see Judge Bailey March 20th, 8:45 a.m. Good luck.
Are you on probation?
Judge, can we call a gentleman out of turn?
Sure.
His name is Sean Carswell. I believe he's on the last page of the docket, page 28.
Sure.
How old are you?
Hey, kid. After this case, I'm going to ask you a question. Mr. Carswell, you're charged with possession of cocaine, resisting an officer without violence, tampering with physical evidence, driving with a suspended license, failure to register a motor vehicle, having a tag non-secured, and failure to wear a safety belt. I'm going to find probable cause for those offenses. All right. Bond on count 1 will be set at $1,000. Count 2, $100. Count 3, $1,000. Count 4, $750. Count 5, $25. And there's no monetary charge on counts 6 and 7.
Judge, would you sign an order having him enter the SAP program while he's in custody?
Absolutely. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Kia, can you do me a favor? Of course. Can you check in with your friend who works for Judge Cole, see what they've got going on this morning, how long they've been there to go? Because I don't want to keep everybody here for like another extra hour, all the kids. Maybe we'll reroute the poll.
Well,
the kids.
Let's see
what they've got going on.
I can't tell you. On one case, I got a detective coming in a little bit.
Oh, you do?
So they can watch out.
All right. Just check in with her and see. Just check in with her and see what they've got going. And then we'll decide what's going on.
Right to remain silent. Yeah, I want to go. Were you arrested?
Yes, he called me this morning. And that's good because he has his regional counsel attorney there, and he called me this morning to let me know. He knew I was worried about it. It's a SAP program. All right, Rolante Archibald.
Mr. Archibald, come on up, please.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, good morning. Sir, you're charged with 3 counts of violating your felony community control. You're going to be held without bond at this time, and you'll see Judge Scheer on March 14th at 8:30 a.m. to address those charges. Good luck.
All right.
Calvin Wilder.
Med reset.
All right, that's a medical reset to Saturday morning. Christopher Mosby.
Mr. Mosby is here, Judge. He declined to serve as a public defender.
All righty. Mr. Mosby, you're charged with an armed burglary of a dwelling or structure, grand theft of a firearm, carrying a concealed firearm, possession of a weapon or ammunition by a violent career criminal, resisting an officer without violence, possession of a bulletproof vest during certain offenses, and 2 counts of violating your parole. I'm going to find probable cause for these offenses. Mr. Linder?
Your Honor, the state is going to be seeking a no bond hold on count 1. Your Honor, the state would argue at a minimum, based on the probable cause affidavit, that probable cause does exist. If the court were inclined to make a determination of proof evident or presumption great, the state would also argue that the probable cause affidavit would support a finding of that standard also. Nothing further.
All right, sir. I'm going to find probable cause, as I said. I'm going to hold you without bond on count 1. Bond on count 2 will be $1,000. Count 3, $1,000. Count 4, $250,000. Count 5, $100. Count 6, $1,000. And there is no bond on counts 7 and 8. Those are the parole violations. And the parole board will conduct a hearing with you. You will have an
Okay.
opportunity to have an Arthur bond hearing before your division judge. You're also to have no contact with the alleged victims in the case. Stay at least 500 feet away. Do you understand that, sir?
Okay. Yes, sir. But I want to ask you a question.
All right,
What that
sir.
was he was saying a minute ago. He was saying something a second ago.
The prosecutor?
Yes, sir. I couldn't hear him.
I'll repeat.
All right, go ahead.
Your Honor, the state is seeking a no bond hold on count one. The state would argue, based on the probable cause affidavit, that the burden of proof of probable cause has been satisfied. The state would also argue, if the court were to make the determination of proof evident or presumption great today, that the state would meet that burden also. Now, Your Honor, I understand the court only found probable cause. I just want to make it clear for the record, that is because the court is not determining proof evident or presumption great one way or the other at this time.
That's correct.
Thank you.
All right. Were you able to hear him?
Okay, then. Yes,
All
sir.
right. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
All right.
All right. Joseph Rauchfuss.
Mr. Rashford is here, present judge at Maine.
Judge, I needed his AF warrant.
Yeah, me too.
I'll talk to you later. Your Honor, I have the warrant affidavits right here.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, the public defender and myself are going to need a few moments to read this.
I do too.
no rush, Mr. Officer. You let me know when you're ready. You ready? Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's see how it shakes out. All right. Great. Thanks. All right, sir. I've had an opportunity to read the probable cause affidavit. Let me hear from the state.
Your Honor, upon reviewing the arrest warrant affidavit, the state is going to be seeking a no bond hold. Mr. Rochfus for premeditated murder, the first degree.
Bond, the state has a burden of proving proof evident presumption great, which is a burden higher than beyond a reasonable doubt. They have to state with particular facts and what in the affidavit they're relying on in order to hold him, in order to show that there's proof evident presumption great. The burden is solely theirs. They can also, pursuant to 3.132, intend to file a motion.
Great, I'm not addressing that. I am going to hold you without bond also on under allows child detention side. Past and community. The defendant is presently charged with a dangerous crime and that there is a substantial probability he committed such crime, given that he did make a post-Miranda statement admitting to that crime. So I will hold him without bond. I'm not making a comment today on proof evident or presumption great. That will be reserved for a future evidentiary Arthur hearing, which you have a right to, sir. You're also going to have no contact with the witness in this case. Stay at least 500 feet away and do not attempt to call, text, write, email, or try to find them on social media. Good luck to you, sir.
Judge, yes. One thing I forgot, Judge, I would ask, because he filled out, I believe he filled out an application for purposes of today and me making the arguments, the court is provisionally appointing me for the purpose of first appearance.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, what did I do?
All right. Jerome Vaughn.
Oh.
All right, good morning, Mr. Vaughn. You're charged with giving false identification to law enforcement, tampering with physical evidence, resisting an officer without violence, and possession of cocaine. I'm going to find probable cause for these offenses. Bond will be set at $100 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2, $100 count 3, and $1,000 count 4. Good luck to you, sir. James Donner. All right, Mr. Donner, you're charged with an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I'm going to find probable cause for that offense.
Good morning.
Good morning. Mr. Linder, any priors?
One moment, Judge. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, yes. When did this happen? Your Honor, I am showing that Mr. Donner is out on release for burglary of a dwelling with assault and 2 counts of child abuse.
All right. What's the case number?
17-1219 CF10A.
Does he have any other priors?
One moment, could you check for that?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Romero?
Judge, and speaking of Mr. Donner, he's been residing in our community for the past 17 years. He's currently employed. He works for IBW. It's a union job. He's been doing that for about 10 years now. He makes approximately $20.62 an hour. Unfortunately, finances, he has no money in the bank, no property. Right now, he is currently living with his mother. Judge, we'd be asking you to set a reasonable bond as to count 1, also asking you to sign a photo order. Judge, in reference to his open charge that he currently has, case number 17-1219 CF10A, it is my understanding that it was a straight bond. he bonded out. What I would be asking, Your Honor, is to, at this time, not consider sua sponte revoking his bond, but rather imposing a more stricter form of supervision, some sort of, besides a monetary component, pretrial release with an ankle monitor, Judge, that would allow him to continue working.
Nothing on my leg.
That would allow him to continue working, not losing his job, still providing for his family, and at the same time, pretrial would know where he is at all times. That's what we'd be asking, Judge.
All right. Sir, I'm going to set a $7,500 bond in this case, and I'm revoking bond in case 171219CF10A. You'll have to see your division judge for bond in that case. You're to have no contact with the victim in this case. Stay 500 feet away. Don't call, text, write, email, or try to find them on social media. Do you understand that, sir?
Do you understand?
Yes.
No
All
problem.
right. Good luck to you,
As
sir.
far as the photo order, so we could
Oh,
photograph
yes,
his
yes,
injuries?
yes, that's fine.
Thanks, Judge.
Shedrick Reeves. Mr. Reeves, you're charged with driving with a suspended license, possession of cannabis, and a probation or community control violation. I'm going to find probable cause for the offenses. There's no monetary charge on count 1. Bond on count 2 is $100, and there's no bond on count 3, which is the probation violation. When you resolve the local charges, you will be brought back to Dade County for the probation violation. Good luck to you, sir. Eric Reed.
Mr. Reed, come on up, please.
Mr. Reed, you're charged with a violation of your parole. I'm going to find probable cause for the offense. You're going to be held without bond at this time, and the parole board will conduct a hearing with you, sir. Good luck. Eve Constant.
That's no problem.
Oh, North Brown.
I'm here.
All right, Mr. Constant, you're charged with a violation of your felony probation. You're going to be held without bond at this time, and you'll see Judge Tim Bailey March 20th, 9 a.m. to address the charge. Good luck to you.
Can I get a bond?
No, sir.
Can I get a bond?
Judge Bailey has ordered a no bond hold. He's supervising your probation, but you will see him on the 20th. Good luck. Good luck. Richard Trippinsey.
Mr. Trippinsey is here present, Judge. He declined to serve as a public defender.
All right. Mr. Trippinsey, you're charged with driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, a third offense within 10 years. Refusal to submit to a DUI test. DUI with damage to property or person of another, and disobeying a traffic device. I'm going to find probable cause for these offenses. What are his priors, Mr. Linder?
One moment, Judge. I have to log back in if you didn't check my
Yeah, 2000 DUI.
Now we'll see what happens. This week is going to be a different judge every week.
Thank you.
1984, he had a DUI conviction.
We had
And a 2000 DUI.
All right, so I'm going to set a $5,000 bond on count 1, a $100 bond on count 2, and $1,000 on count 3. There's no monetary bond on count 4. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Rodney Hunter.
Mr. Hunter, come on up, please.
All right, Mr. Hunter, you're charged with criminal mischief over $1,000 and 2 counts of violating your probation or community control. I'm going to find probable cause. Count 1 bond is $500. There's no bond on counts 2 and 3. You'll see your division judge on March 14th, 8:30 a.m. Good luck to you, sir. Robert Gavin. Mr. Gavin, good morning. You're charged with a violation of your felony probation. Bond has been set at $1,000. You will see your division judge, Judge Bailey, on March 14th at 8:30 a.m. If you're able to bond out before then, do not miss that court date. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you.
So if you bond out, you still got to go to court March 14th, okay?
Okay,
All right.
March 14th.
At 8:30 a.m.
Yancey Sanchez Villeman.
Mr. Sanchez, come on up.
All right, sir. You're charged with giving false identification to law enforcement. disorderly conduct, resisting an officer without violence, and a violation of your probation or community control. I'm going to find probable cause for the offenses. Bond on count 1 is $100. There's no monetary charge on counts 2 and 3, and no bond on the violation charge. Good luck to you, sir.
Judge, my understanding is the probation is out of Lee County. Considering this is a misdemeanor offense, would you ROR so Lee County can come and pick him up?
Yes, I'll release you on your recognizance on count 1. Doesn't mean the charges are over. You're going to have to come back to Broward County to face these charges. Do you understand that?
I understand.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Jerome Baines.
Mr. Baines, Jerome Baines, come on up, please.
We might have to reroute to Judge Poole. We'll see. All right, Mr. Baines, you're charged with a violation of your parole. I'm going to find probable cause for that offense. You're going to be held without bond at this time, and the parole board will conduct a hearing with you, sir. Good luck. Ivory McCall. Mr. McCall, you're charged with grand theft auto and operating without a valid driver's license. I'm going to find probable cause for the offenses. Bond on count 1 is $1,000. There's no monetary charge. Count 2. Good luck, sir.
Judge, Mr. McCall lives in Pompano Beach with his mother. He says financially he can't afford to post his bond. He doesn't think his mom will. Would you consider pretrial release?
I have money in my
A birth dwelling occupied. He was released from Florida State Prison October of last year. If the court is inclined to put him on, then you can order me to do so.
All right. I'm going to keep the bond at $1,000, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Dario Lira.
Yeah. Mr. Lira, come on up.
All right, Mr. Lira, you're charged with grand theft and a violation of your probation or community control. I'm going to find probable cause for the offenses. Bond on count 1 is $1,000. There's no bond on count 2. You'll see your division judge March 21st, 8:30 a.m. Good luck to you.
March 21st, 8:30 a.m. Okay? Take care, sir. Thank you.
Chislin Bendai or Benai?
She's over at North Broward. I understand this is a non-violent offense. He can't afford a $1,000 bond at this juncture. I would ask the court to place him on pretrial release pending verification.
Mr. Bernardi told us that he lived at the sober house in Pompano, was not able to give us any contact. The court is inclined to release the charge, and I'm going to act as pending verification.
That's what I asked for. I do have a address. He does.
Why don't we conduct the hearing in our usual manner, and we'll do it one by one. Mr. Benatti, you're charged with possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to find probable cause for the offenses. Let me hear about his priors, Mr. Linder.
2008, this is all at a Broward theft. 07, attempted burglary of a dwelling and possession of cocaine. He was sentenced to 18 months state prison. He was classified as a habitual offender. 05, possession of cocaine paraphernalia, 23 months state prison. 04, dealing in stolen property, 23 months state prison. 04, possession of cocaine paraphernalia, VOP, 23 months state prison. He's had, one moment, Judge. Hit and run and grand theft auto out of California from 96. Possession of controlled substance, 91, out of California. Another possession of cocaine, 03 at a Surfside in Florida. End of record.
All right. I'm going to keep the bond at $1,000, sir. Are you interested in the substance abuse program at the jail?
Yes.
All right. I'll order the staff.
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Devin Barber or Baber? All right, good morning, sir. You're charged with a violation of your felony probation. You're going to be held without bond at this time, and you'll see Judge Bailey on March 14th, 8:30 a.m. Good luck to you. Kent
March
Janite?
14th, that's in 4 days, Tuesday. Mr. Janite, I've been advised he bonded, Judge.
All right, I'll find probable cause. Leonard Cornelius?
Your Honor, if we
Mr.
could,
Cornelius, come
we
on
could
up.
put this on a brief recall. Detective Smyers is on her way to our
Okay.
courtroom.
We'll recall this
He's
case.
going to put her in a brief recall, okay?
Khalid Blyden?
Mr. Blyden, come on up, please.
Mr. Blyden, you're charged with possession of THC, possession of cannabis, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to find probable cause for the offenses. Bond on count 1 will be $1,000, and there's no monetary charge on counts 2 and 3, sir.
Judge, and speaking, Mr. Blyden, if the state can confirm, he said that this is his first arrest. Judge, he's 23 years old. He's currently employed. He works at Park 1. He's a valet parker. He lives in Miami Gardens with his girlfriend. They reside in Pembroke Pines. He's also going to Florida Memorial College. Right now, his girlfriend is in the hospital. She's actually in Pembroke Pines Memorial Center. When she gets discharged, he's going to be the one that picks her up because he's going to be the one taking care of her. If he doesn't have any priors, Judge, would you consider an ROR on Mr. Blyden's behalf, considering this is a non-violent offense?
I can't.
Okay.
And I can't tell you if he was formally arrested, but he had a burglary charge of the Virgin Islands in 2013. I don't have a disposition.
All right. Sounds like your family is going to be posting your bond, sir. It's $1,000. Good luck. Michael Wright.
Mr. Wright, come on up, please.
All right, Mr. Wright, you're charged with an aggravated assault on an officer. I'm going to find probable cause for the offense. Any priors, Mr. Linder?
One moment, Judge. Out of Arizona. From 03, there was a disorderly conduct. I'm showing an arrest in, I'm sorry, not just an arrest. He was convicted of assault, felony menacing, real or using either a weapon or simulated weapon. Sentenced to 5 months in jail. That was out of Colorado in 2011. Does pretrial have anything out of the state of Washington? In the early 90s, out of state of Washington? Okay. And he had a disorderly conduct, possession of controlled substance in 1992 in Volusia County. That's what I got.
All right, Mr. Romero.
Judge, and speaking, Mr. Wright, he basically grew up in this community in South Florida. Grew up, went to a local high school, graduated Coral Springs High School. His parents live in Coral Springs High School. He then relocated for a period of time. Now he's back here, living here in South Florida. He's currently employed. He works at Celebration Wedding Chapel. He's been working there for about 1 year, making approximately $8 an hour. He helps with the wedding setup and everything like that. Judge, right now he is living in Margate. He lives in an apartment. He pays approximately $800 a month in rent. Judge, we'd be asking you to set a reasonable bond as to Mr. Wright.
All right. Sir, I'm going to set a $10,000 bond in this case. You're going to have no contact with any of the officers, arresting officers. Stay 500 feet away from them. Good luck to you, sir. I'm going to take a quick recess. I don't know, like 5 minutes. All right, we are back on the record. I'm going to recall the case of Leonard Cornelius. All right, good morning, Mr. Cornelius. I'm Judge Davis. You're charged with robbery with a firearm and a violation of your probation or community control. Let me hear first from the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, first, we want to take some testimony from Detective Smyers.
All right, so we have a detective here. Detective, if you could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, you can put your hand down, tell me your full name, your rank, and the agency you work for.
Detective Peggy Smyers. I'm a robbery detective in the Violent Crimes Unit, Criminal Investigations Division for the City of Hollywood Police Department.
Very good, thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Linder.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Smyers, you investigated a robbery firearm that occurred on March 9th of this year at 820 South State Road 7 in Hollywood?
Yes, sir.
And you prepared the probable cause affidavit for that incident, correct?
Yes, I did.
And as a result of your investigation, you or law enforcement arrested Leonard Cornelius for the robbery firearm?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the court's already reviewed the probable cause affidavit you prepared. Is there any additional evidence not contained in your affidavit that would support the allegations that Mr. Cornelius committed the robbery of the firearm?
Yes. I don't have the probable cause in front of me. Was the
Would you like to?
Yeah.
Well, you can say that. I'll count. The affidavit would refresh your memory?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, may I provide?
Yes.
Thank you. There are two things that are not in the probable cause affidavit that further the evidence in this case. The first is that once officers responded to Mr. Cornelius' residence at 6040 Funston Street, Detective Mays made contact with his sister. His sister provided a sworn tape statement regarding her observations throughout the day, that Cornelius and Shaw left together to go work for Mr. Sokol. They left around 10 a.m. to go work for Mr. Sokol. She provided information regarding what he was wearing. She also stated that he had not been in the home throughout the day and then arrived around 1800 hours, at which time our officers had already responded and were keeping an eye on the house. We're doing surveillance on the residence. She advised that when he arrived home, he was wearing a bulky jacket that he had not been wearing when he left the house in the morning. And when he arrived at the house, he was extremely agitated. He was moving around the home quickly and acting very strangely. She stated that he was rummaging through his mother's closet, an area of the house that he would normally never go anywhere near. That he was acting very strangely in the bathroom, like he was trying to conceal something or, hiding something from her sight. And once the mother was home, when the mother went out and was on the telephone for 10 minutes or so, was when he went in and was rummaging through her closet in a strange way in an area of the house that he would normally never go to. So that kind of furthered our suspicion that there may be some property in the home. I drafted a search warrant, and at about 10:30 p.m. we executed the search warrant. We did locate a cloth bag. I don't know if it was a pillowcase but a cloth bag with $1,441 inside that bag, in the top of his mother's closet. The money was packaged exactly the way that the victim had described it. There was $600 in singles, in bank bands, in blue bank bands, like the victim had described. There was also 3 different bundles of cash in rubber bands that were all fives and ones, which the victim had described exactly, and then another loose amount of cash, 120, 9 10s, and I'm not sure exactly how many fives, but some loose cash in there, totaling $1,441. As I said, packaged exactly the way the victim described, and he had told us approximately $1,500, so this $1,441 landed well within that approximation. So that would be the information that's not in the probable cause affidavit that further leads to the case.
Okay. Well, Your Honor, based on the information in the probable cause affidavit and Detective Smyers' testimony today, the state would be seeking a no bond hold on Mr. Cornelius for the robbery of the firearm, the punishable by life offense. We would certainly argue that probable cause exists based on the information provided to the court. Should the court elect to make such a determination, the state would also argue that the evidence exists to support a finding of proof evident or presumption great.
All right, Mr. Afsal?
Judge, it's count two, no bond for a probation violation.
Yes.
So I wouldn't, normally under these circumstances, I'm not arguing against probable cause. I would reserve for a future argument due to the fact that he's being held no bond on a probation violation.
All right. Mr. Cornelius, based on the testimony of the detective and based on my review of the probable cause affidavit, I'm going to hold you without bond on count one, which is robbery with a firearm. You're also going to be held without bond at this time on count two, which is a probation violation for burglary of an occupied dwelling. You're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case. Stay 500 feet away at least. Don't call, text, write, email, or try to find them on social media. I have not conducted an Arthur hearing today, an evidentiary Arthur hearing, which you do have a right to, which is a full bond hearing, which will be before your felony division judge. Anything further?
And, Your Honor, just to confirm, the court's only found probable cause, but that is, the court is not commenting on one way or the other whether you believe proof evident or presumption great exists at this time?
That's correct.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Cornelius. All right. I'm going to go off the record just briefly. We'll be back on in a moment. All right, we're back on the record. Edward Ward.
North Broward Jail.
All right. Mr. Ward, good morning, sir. You're charged. You're charged with a grand theft. I'm going to find probable cause for that offense. Does he have any priors?
Yes, Judge. Oh, wait, I need that one back. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Never mind. I see. It's in the probable cause affidavit. All right, sir. Bond. Yes.
If I may approach
Of course.
with this.
Sure. I'll go sidebar. All right, sir. I'm going to set bond at $1,000 in this case. Good luck to you. All right.
All right.
Gene Cherry.
He's approaching, Judge. Is it Maine?
All right. Mr. Cherry, you're charged with possession of cannabis, driving with a suspended license as an habitual offender, and unlawful speeding. I'm going to find probable cause for the offenses. There's no monetary charge on counts 1 or 3. Count 2 is a $750 bond. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Oscar
Dubrawa. Sir, you're charged with driving with a suspended license as a third or subsequent offense. I'm going to find probable cause, and bond will be set at $750, sir. Good luck.
Thank you.
Franklin Farrow.
Medical loan, I've been advised, Judge.
Okay. That'll be a medical reset. I read it. I read it as an attempted murder, possession of a weapon, and criminal attempt to solicit or conspire.
Count 1 and 3 kind of double up.
Yeah, but he is out to the hospital. I see he was shot. So this will be a medical reset.
But I'll make the note for whoever's going to be here over the weekend that it's...
All right, if he comes back in, that it's... Yeah, we'll make a note that it's an attempt? Okay. So this will be a medical reset. We'll try for Saturday morning. Leonte Nelson.
Mr. Nelson's approaching, Judge. He declined to serve as public defender.
All right. Mr. Nelson, good morning. You're charged with grand theft and fraud. I'm going to find probable cause for those offenses. Bonds are set at $1,000 per count, sir. A total $2,000 bond. Good luck. Ewan Rose.
That's not right, Your Honor.
You probably remember this, Your Honor. It's actually not really a change of charge.
Okay.
When he came through...
I do remember the case.
Yeah, when he came through...
Do you have a private attorney, sir?
Yeah, my mom hired a private attorney. His name is Clement Dean.
What was the name? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
His name is Clement Dean.
Clement Dean. Okay. What's happening here? Is this just this is not a straight change of charge?
No, what happened was when he came through the first time. First off, I believe you revoked his bond in his other case.
I did.
He was charged on the warrant for burglary with assault or battery.
Right.
And
they changed count 2 to
I guess it's an attempt, and they added the wearing a hood or concealing identity enhancements.
Mm-hmm.
It's a change of charge with not a real significant distinction for first appearance purposes.
Right.
You ordered him to be held no bond on count 1. You put a $100,000 bond on count 2. You already ordered no contact, and you ordered pretrial level 1 GPS.
All right, sir. Everything is going to remain the same. On the burglary with assault or battery charge, they've changed that charge to burglary with assault or battery wearing a hood or mask to conceal identity. I'm going to find probable cause for that. And on count 2, They changed it to attempted sexual battery while wearing a hood or mask, and I'm going to find probable cause for that. Everything will remain in place. You're going to be held without bond on count 1, the burglary with a battery. Count 2 will be a $100,000 bond. Pre-trial release, level 1 with a GPS monitor. Excuse me just one moment. This is a judge. Hey, how you doing? Good. Hang on a second. Let me go off the record. I'm going to go off the record just for one moment.
Judge, if you
Yes.
want to advise Mr. Rose, he should have his mom call. It's his name. The attorney's name is who he's referring to is Clement Dean.
Okay.
Because I'm checking in Odyssey and it's not showing that anyone's filed a notice of appearance yet.
Okay.
Also, he's scheduled for arraignment March 14th. So
Okay.
next Tuesday before Judge Rothschild.
March 14th. All right. And I apologize, Mr. Rose, for taking that telephone call. That was another judge who needed some information on a case from this morning. So as I was saying, sir, it's a no bond on count 1, $100,000 bond on count 2, pre-trial release level 1 with a GPS monitor, and you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case. Stay 500 feet away. Don't call, text, write, email, or try to find them on social media. Now, you said there's no notice of appearance that's been filed yet?
Not in Odyssey.
Okay. You may want to contact your mom, sir, about just confirm that she's definitely hired that attorney, and you have an
Yeah, he's
arraignment.
already-
I'm sorry?
No, I said he's already came and seen me at the
He
jail,
already came to
so-
see you. Okay, very good, good. And you have an arraignment date coming up March 14th. What time did you say, Mr. Linder?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. with Judge Michael Rothschild. And I'm assuming that your attorney is aware of that and that he will be there on your behalf. Okay, sir?
All right.
All right, good luck to you. Richard Williams. All right, good morning, Mr. Williams.
This is just a change from one type of false imprisonment to another. You set bond originally at $10,000. Pretrial release level 2, GPS level 2. No contact with the alleged victim and no contact with co-defendants.
All right. I remember the case very well. Okay. Mr. Williams, I'm going to find probable cause for false imprisonment. I'll set bond at $10,000. You're going to be on pretrial release level 2 with a GPS monitor. You're to have no contact with the alleged victims. You'll stay 500 feet away. Don't call, text, write, email, or try to find them on social media. You're also going to have no contact with your co-defendants, sir. Good luck.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And Stephen Weber.
Mr. Weber's here, present judge at Maine.
You're gonna have Your Honor's gonna have to check out the PC from Odyssey because this is a down file. So now he's eligible for a bond.
Okay.
There was a robbery firearm originally. Now it's possession of weapon or ammunition by convicted felon.
All right, I will take a look. So, sir, you're charged with possession of a weapon or ammunition by a convicted felon. There's also a felony warrant for reckless display of a weapon.
It's just an ad charge. I mean. Never seen that before.
Go for it now.
Oh, yes.
I remember this case. Okay.
Does the defendant have any priors?
Your Honor, yeah. 1999, attempted murder, first degree, 2 counts of armed burglary of a conveyance, 4 counts of aggravated assault. He was sentenced to 13 years in Florida State Prison.
Okay. Mr. Romero?
Judge, Mr. Weber unfortunately has hardly no financial resources. He is on disability. He gets approximately $734 a month. He's going to live with his aunt who resides in Coral Springs. Also, what he does is he takes care of his grandmother. She's quite elderly. She resides in Margate, so Mr. Weber's the one that helps her with her daily chores. Judge, we'd be asking you to consider something reasonable on behalf of Mr. Weber on count 1, considering his lack of any sort of financial resources.
All right, Mr. Weber, I'm going to set a $25,000 bond on count 1. Excuse me, and a $100 bond on count 2. You're to have no contact with the alleged victims in the case. Don't call, text, write, email, or try to find them on social media. Stay at least 500 feet away. You have a court date set with Judge Lynch, March 21st at 8:30 a.m.
Your Honor, you
Yes.
originally had
Judge,
also placed
would
him on
you-
pre-trial release with the. Hold on. You originally placed him on pre-trial release with GPS level 2.
Yes, I will place you on pretrial release level 2 with a GPS monitor.
Your Honor, the only other thing I would ask, and this might assist pretrial, technically because of the charges, they're not victims at this point. They'd be witnesses, but the straight possession charge is a victimless offense. So, if you refer, I would ask for no contact with the witnesses. I don't know if pretrial necessarily needs to verify at that point.
Okay. Would you need to verify that? All right, I'll allow him to be, I would allow him to be released on that without a verification. I could enter that order. What were you going to say, Mr. Linder? I'm sorry, Mr. Romero.
The only thing we would be asking judges, before initially when you ordered a straight $25,000 bond, I was going to suggest if you would consider at that point adding pretrial release level 2 with a GPS monitor, and combination, if you would also consider lowering the bond from $25,000 to $10,000. That way, his family maybe could see if they could potentially come up with 10% of the $10,000, and we would have that additional, assurance of knowing where he is at all times. That's our request, Judge.
All right, I understand. I'm going to keep the bond at $25,000 and the GPS. Good luck to you, sir. You'll see Judge Lynch on the 21st. All right, everyone, thank you so much, and I'm going to go off the record.